Hello, everybody. I am Matron. Hello. The video you're about to watch has been re-uploaded onto YouTube because YouTube took it down due to a copyright issue. I believe I fixed the issue, so it's all good. But it's a combination of all three of the Beastars videos currently on the channel. So yeah, hopefully you enjoy it.
So, Matt, what brings you into my office today? Doc, I recently watched a show called Beastars. I'm sorry, I don't quite understand. What is Beastars, and what does it have to do with why you're here? Oh, I'm so glad you asked.
Beastars is an anime depicting a society in which everyone is split between the carnivores and the herbivores, predators and prey.
Oh, it sounds to me like you're describing Zootopia. It's kind of like Zootopia, except nothing at all like Zootopia.
Beastars chooses to portray society in a more realistic manner than that of Zootopia. It's sort of like if Zootopia was in our society.
Okay, I think I understand. Zootopia portrays things in a more optimistic way, whereas Beastars portrays things in a more pessimistic way.
Exactly. Spoilers ahead for the Beastars anime. Anyway, the story is about a wolf who is trying to figure out if he wants to eat a rabbit or mate with a rabbit.
I'm sorry?
Don't worry about it. The show starts with a murder. The murder isn't addressed much in season 1 whatsoever, but that's how the show starts. The next day, we're introduced to our main character, Legoshi. Legoshi is a student at Cherryton High and is a member of the drama club. He's also a extremely awkward, introverted outcast. The next character we're introduced to is Louis, the red deer. Louis is the star of the drama club and also the lead actor in the performance, Adler. He's also part-time racist.
Don't tell me you went and ate that script. That is all that goats like you are good for, isn't it? Eating paper?
We also get introduced to the main love interest of the show, Haru, the dwarf rabbit. We see Haru getting bullied and looked down upon due to her small stature. During the night, Legoshi sees Haru and realizes he has that dog in him. You see, in this society, carnivores still have the primal urges, meaning they still have the urge to eat their prey. This is part of the reason society is so split within the show. Herbivores are scared that the carnivores are going to eat them, and carnivores are outcasted due to the fear of carnivores eating herbivores. This is the urge Legoshi is currently struggling with. However, luckily, right when Legoshi is about to take a bite of that sweet, sweet rabbit ass, a student interrupts him, and Haru runs off, leaving Legoshi feeling guilty about almost eating him. The following day, Legoshi is sent by the drama club to go pick up flowers from the gardening club so they can decorate the hall for the upcoming performance. However, he is caught off guard by a familiar scent. That's right, the rabbit he tried to eat the day prior is in fact the only gardener. Lucky for our boy Legoshi, Haru doesn't seem to remember the previous night at all. Legoshi just narrowly avoided one of the most awkward and embarrassing moments of his entire life. However, he seems a bit too comfortable. Haru, noticing this, decides to take Legoshi to a shed, where she realizes she wants that dog in her.
It's a beautiful cream color. I want to see how far it goes.
Legoshi, being extremely uncomfortable in the situation, decides to run away, leaving Haru in a PR team's worst nightmare. Meanwhile, at Drama Club, Legoshi learns that everyone a part of Drama Club got scouted and has some sort of weird quirk to them. So everyone has a secret, leaving Legoshi to wonder what Louis' secret is. Spoilers, Legoshi, he's a power bottom. So Legoshi learns that Louis is a power bottom.
Don't hold back now. Large carnivores like you get on my nerves the most. Bite me!
And the viewers learn who the true love interest of the show is. It's clearly Louis. During that night's Adler performance, Louis takes the phrase break a leg a little too seriously, and the role of Adler is passed to a different student, Bill the Tiger. Legoshi, who is usually a stagehand who's in charge of the lighting, is selected to fill Bill's role as the villain. However, tensions rise when Legoshi follows Bill into the bathroom and learns Bill is using rabbit blood as a performance enhancer. Legoshi, still dealing with his own feelings from the night before where he tried to eat a small animal, is enraged by this, and things lead to a brawl on the stage. They get a bit too intimate with each other, and Bill leaves his mark on Legoshi before Louis gets jealous of the attention and breaks the fight up, thus creating love triangle number 1. The next day, we learn that Louis and Haru are actually seeing each other. Meanwhile, Legoshi is still dealing with his feelings. All he knows is that he wants to see Haru again. Later, Haru is getting picked on by some other students. However, Legoshi's presence scares the bullies off. Haru offers the dumb, awkward dog some food, and Legoshi accepts. During lunch, Legoshi has an internal anxiety attack of what to say to her. And similarly, every time he goes to eat food, Haru gets scared she's going to get eaten. After eating, the two make eye contact for the first time on eye level, and Legoshi gets happy, creating love triangle number 2. And Legoshi finds another gray wolf, Juno, getting bullied for being a carnivore. Legoshi steps in and pretends to be your brother to prevent the bullying. This is when Juno decides she wants to move to Alabama. The drama club students are later sent to the city. However, due to the recent news of the murders, only the carnivore students are allowed to go out. While in the town, the students discover the black market. The black market is a place that sells meat to carnivores for consumption.
Okay, let me get this straight. Within this society, there's a well-known place in which other animals are murdered and sold as meat. And everybody's just chill with this. More or less, yeah.
Well, there, the students find a and Legoshi runs off when the other students are going to eat him. Legoshi passes out in a back alley. Legoshi wakes up leashed and muzzled by a kinky old panda. The panda, Gohan, hands Legoshi porn before sending Legoshi on his way. The next day, Legoshi goes over to see Haru. However, Louis is there, and the two try to figure out if the other slept with her. Later, Juno hits on Legoshi, and Legoshi is too stupid to realize. He later sees Haru and Louis together, finally accepting the fact that he loves Haru. Legoshi offers to walk Haru back, and the two go to the subway. Legoshi acts like a freak and starts harassing her before a crowd shows up. Haru takes Legoshi to the bathroom with her, and back at Drama Club, Legoshi and Louis have some tensions. Legoshi wants Haru, and Louis wants Haru. Juno stays late cleaning before we learn about a new love shape. Juno pounces on Louis, telling him that Legoshi is hers. We learn a sad backstory about Louis where we find out he was born into the black market. He was bought by a deer who was infertile. The deer gave Louis a knife and put him in a room full of carnivores. Louis makes apparently the right choice, putting the knife on his throat. Cut to the present day, Louis is visiting the memorial site of the murdered student from the beginning, and Legoshi sees him and hides. Legoshi sees another carnivore go after Louis, but like the loyal good boy he is, he protects Louis from the attack quietly. Here's where we learn that Louis is the runner-up for the MacGuffin title, and the carnivores want him dead. Legoshi vows to protect Louis and then decides to confess his love to Haru. However, Haru wants none of that and keeps interrupting him. Haru agrees to carry on the conversation tomorrow. Haru then gets kidnapped by a mysterious game called the Shishigumi. Louis is informed of the kidnapping by the mayor, but refuses to try and help. Meanwhile, the Shishigumi prepare their meat. Haru, the meat is Haru. Get your minds out of the gutter. Legoshi then tries to convince Louis to help save Haru, but Louis refuses and attacks Legoshi, starting a brawl. After the brawl, Legoshi follows Haru's scent to the black market. While there, he gets robbed, but Gohan, the kinky panda from before, saves him. Gohan explains to Legoshi where to find the Shishigumi, and then Legoshi runs off to save Haru alone. Legoshi gets captured almost immediately by the Shishigumi, however, is saved by his instincts and a bit of help from the panda. Meanwhile, Haru writes her last will and testament to everyone, reflecting on her own life as she does so. We learn she is to appear as an equal to those around her. To her, it's the only time she isn't looked down upon. However, she realizes Legoshi is the only person who ever saw the real her. Legoshi never looked down on her. Legoshi shows up at the exact right time to save Haru, and a brawl ensues between Legoshi and the leader of the Shishigumi.
These claws are for you. These fangs are for you. I'm going to be your beast.
Legoshi wins and leaves the gang leader alive. Legoshi and Haru leave, And meanwhile, the gang leader goes to try and kill them, but Louis shoots him. Louis offers his body to the rest of the gang. Haru and Legoshi realize they missed the last train, so they need to do the next logical thing. Go to a sex hotel. Right when things are about to get intimate, Legoshi tells her he almost ate her the night they first met. Haru explains she had a feeling all along. She then tells him to decide to either eat her or sleep with her. Legoshi chooses sleep with her, but Haru chooses be eaten.
I'm sorry. Legoshi, my body is moving. It wants to go inside your mouth.
Juno is upset about the relationship Haru and Legoshi have, so she tries to intimidate Haru. It doesn't work at all. As Drama Club prepares for the festival, Legoshi tries to find Haru to confess his love to her. Meanwhile, Haru realizes she loves Legoshi. As the two are about to confess to each other, Juno interrupts Legoshi's moment with Haru by calling him onto the stage. Juno confesses her love to Legoshi, but Legoshi doesn't want her. He wants Haru. Haru walks alone, but Legoshi shows up and promises her he will be stronger for her. He won't let society or his instincts dictate his love. And she tells him she'll be waiting for him.
Okay, so you've explained to me what Beastars is, but what does that have to do with you being here? I'm here because it's a masterpiece! Yeah, that makes sense. Come with me. Well, Matt, it's been a while since I've sent you here, and I was just talking with your doctors. They tell me your condition's only worsened since you've been put here. What's going on? They forced me to watch Season 2 of Beastars. Who made you watch Season 2? The Furries? That makes sense. Okay, well, you've explained Season 1 to me already, so why don't you try to explain Season 2 to me and maybe we can figure out how to fix this.
Spoilers ahead for Beastars Season 2. The season starts when Jack, a dog and Legoshi's best friend, finds a monster in Tem's memorial site. Tem is the student who got murdered in Season 1, but their murder was never solved. Apparently, this monster has been roaming the halls, and the students believe it to be the ghost of Tem. Legoshi seems to be the only one who can hear the ghost, and he hears a rattling sound and believes that this is the ghost trying to communicate with him. Meanwhile, Louis returns to the school to announce his resignation. How might this be, you may ask? Well, we later find out that he's now the leader of the Shishigumi, the organization that kidnapped Haru in Season 1. The ghost reveals herself to Legoshi, revealing herself to be a rattlesnake who is apparently also the only security guard the school has. The snake reveals she has been stalking Legoshi, but Legoshi doesn't care at all and is more concerned with the fact he has laundry to do. Duh. The rattlesnake expresses interest in Legoshi's joints and fur, claiming
You'd gotten all fired up over that promiscuous little dwarf rabbit with the innocent childlike face of hers. Yeah, that's exactly what turns you on. You're a vicious, perverted wolf, and that's why you fascinate me.
she asks Legoshi to find Tem's killer. That's right, finally the murder actually matters! Anyway, Legoshi agrees and starts his investigation. Bill the tiger learns that Legoshi is looking for the killer and gets angry, almost leading to a fight between the two. However, with Louis gone, the show decides it needs to fill the power bottom-shaped hole he left in our hearts. So it introduces a new power bottom, Pina. Pina comes in and breaks the fight up, calling Legoshi a doggy. Legoshi is clearly in love with the new twink. We cut to when Louis was begging to be in at the end of the first season. But the Shishigumi decides to hold a vote, and he is elected to be in charge of the Shishigumi now. However, there is one catch. He needs to eat meat. Louis agrees and eats the meat and demands more.
Delicious! Bring me more!
Wait, so they forced a herbivore to eat meat. So is meat just meat? Because in Season 1 it was being used as a metaphor for drugs. And here it's just being used as meat.
The show uses meat for many different purposes. Throughout Season 1, it's mostly used as a reference and a metaphor towards drugs and drug abuse. Meanwhile, in Season 2, it jumps from drugs to being just meat to being a metaphor for sex and sex crimes. But enough about that, onto the story. Meanwhile, Pina calls all the carnivores ugly and Legoshi meditates. Pina grabs Legoshi and is fascinated by his scars. Legoshi, in the hopes of finding out who killed Tem, goes to a carnivore meeting where he declares he is a virgin and he's proud.
My memories of that special night are satisfying enough for me to go on living as a virgin forever! Dude, seriously?
After doing so, Legoshi realizes he has a cold, so he meets up with Haru. Legoshi goes in to give Haru a kiss, but asks Haru,
You still have feelings for Louis?
Why would he do that? Also, who's he and has he always been here?
don't worry about him too much, he's cringe. He shows up and tries to make everything awkward every now and then. Haru is confused, but Legoshi leaves, telling her he will protect her from afar. And that's the last we see of Haru for a while.
Wait, what? I thought Haru was one of the main characters in the show.
Don't worry about it. Anyway, Legoshi gets jumped, but he doesn't know by who because he can't smell due to his convenient cold. Legoshi gets blindfolded by the assailant, but quickly realizes that this is the person who killed Tem. Upon realizing that this is the killer, Legoshi decides that now is the time to fight. I mean, kiss him. I guess we're kissing him now.
To me. Give it to me. Your saliva.
What?
Yeah. Legoshi even mentions that this is his first kiss.
If I knew I'd go like this, I would have made sure my first kiss was with Haru instead.
Legoshi calls Jack from before to come help. Jack arrives and helps Legoshi out of his bounds, and Legoshi tells Jack he is leaving school for a while. Legoshi goes to the black market and finds Gohan the panda from Season 1. He asks him to train him, and after a few asks, Gohan reluctantly agrees on the condition that Legoshi helps work for the clinic. Gohan tells Legoshi to sit in the RoboChair 9000, and then Gohan attacks him. Later, Louis has dinner with the rest of the Shishigumi, and Louis throws up the meat. A lion named Ibuki, and also one of Louis' close friends, offers him some vegetables. Jack tells the students that Legoshi won't be back to the school for a while. Meanwhile, Legoshi comes back to the school, but he's whitewashed. I guess?
What?
Now that his fur is pure white, the drama club suddenly have a lot of questions for him. He comes up with an excuse and tells everyone he won't be at the school on nights. Later, Legoshi is tortured by being sat in front of a slab of meat. He's doing this to overcome his desire to eat meat. Legoshi does a good job at fighting his instincts, and Gohan tells him that carnivores need protein to grow strong. Legoshi says, "Nuh-uh," and the next day, Pina teases Legoshi's taste buds.
Do you want to eat me?
Legoshi runs away. Legoshi tries to figure out who the killer is. His only clue, the saliva from the first kiss he had. He asks to see Juno's mouth,
I'm not gonna open my mouth just because you ask!
and Juno falls for him immediately.
That does it. I surrender, Legoshi. Do with me what you will.
Legoshi doesn't care about this, though. Later, Legoshi goes through his training again. This time, he touches the meat. He's overcome his urges to eat the meat. He goes to bury the meat in graves with the names of who the meat originally was. The next day, Haru and Legoshi talk, and things aren't going too well between them. Haru thinks Legoshi is distant, and this causes tension between them. Legoshi realizes this is a lost cause and goes to break. What do you mean he asked to marry her?
I don't think this is gonna work out. I think we should get married instead.
What?
Haru gets confused by this and leaves. Later, in Drama Club, the carnivores play a game called Jaw Wars. Legoshi is against the idea at first, but thinks playing would help figure out who the killer is, because he'll be able to taste the saliva on the rope and compare it to the saliva of the person he kissed. But Legoshi ends up getting walked like a dog as he realizes his training has diminished his jaw strength. He can't even bite into an apple anymore. While the others compete, Legoshi gets freaky and tastes everything in the boys' locker room. This show without context must be a fever dream.
Even with the context, it's a fever dream.
He finds whatever the hell this is, and he hears a scream. A student's arm got ripped clean off! The student asks Legoshi to take him to the nurse. Legoshi carries him to the nurse's office, and another student, Riz, who is a bear, brings the arm. After delivering the arm and the student to the nurse, Legoshi tells Riz that he knows he was the one who murdered Tem. I guess he figured it out by tasting whatever the fuck this is. Riz threatens Legoshi, but Pina arrives just in time and de-escalates things. The three chat, and Legoshi and Pina practically blackmail Riz, and we learn that bears have to be put on muscle suppressants due to their natural size and strength. We see the events of Tem's murder, and we learn that the two were actually friends. Tem was the only one who saw Riz for who he was. One day, Riz stopped taking his medicine, and things led to Riz eating Tem. Riz remembers the moment vividly and wants to keep the moment as perfect as he remembers it. Later, Legoshi is muzzled by Gohan and is sent to capture a meat-addicted hyena for the clinic. Legoshi goes in and wins the fight with ease. Meanwhile, the school also announces segregation will be happening between the herbivores and the carnivores. Juno thinks everyone is crazy for not liking segregation and wonders what's wrong with segregation.
Are they crazy? What's wrong with segregation?
Juno sees Haru and decides to follow her for some reason. Haru gives her a creepy smile and takes Juno to the ship.
It's a beautiful cream color. I want to see how far it goes.
Wait, wrong season, my bad. Juno realizes that Legoshi is attracted to Haru due to a protective instinct he has over Haru. We learn that Legoshi has a scent database in his mind of every animal he has ever met, and the easiest scent for him to recall is not Haru's, it's actually Louie's. Legoshi gets into a fight with two meat-addicted carnivores, but easily defeats them both, capturing them for the clinic. Legoshi gets captured by the Shishigumi again, but since he's been whitewashed, they don't remember him. Louie, however, immediately realizes his boyfriend, and Legoshi also realizes Louie, and his tail wags. He tells them that his name is Haru-O. Best name ever, such a smart puppy here. The two lovers share a hug. Legoshi tells him he wants to run away with him, just the two of them. You cannot tell me they aren't gay. Just then, the Shishigumi pull guns on Legoshi. Legoshi takes them out with ease and tells Louie that he knows who killed Tem.
Recently, I've been looking into who killed Tem. I found him.
What?
Legoshi then jumps off the roof. Later, Legoshi is sleeping and gets woken up by Haru.
The real one!
Haru tells Legoshi she loves him. They love each other so much that she makes the exact same mistake he did earlier and brings up Louie.
I love you.
What?
I love you.
You what?
And the more I fall in love with you, the more I worry about Louie.
What?
In the bathroom, Pina is interrupted by Riz, who hits on him. After being used by Riz, Pina collapses on the floor of the bathroom in relief. Later, Pina tells Legoshi that he placed a note in Riz's locker. Legoshi, scared of escalation, runs to grab the note, but is stopped by Riz, who believes he was the one who placed the note there and is using Pina's name to anger him. The two get into a brawl and things lead to the bathroom. The two trade blows, scarring Legoshi's eye. The two get interrupted and agree to carry on the fight on New Year's Eve. Legoshi tells Gohan about this and explains he wishes there was a way to get stronger immediately, but he also realizes that that would be too convenient. Gohan says, I have too convenient right here. As Legoshi is about to eat a bug alive, Gohan explains that the protein should help him grow stronger, but most people don't eat bugs due to the guilt of taking another's life. Legoshi eats the bug and has a fever dream. He sees the bug in its next stage of life, as a moth. Legoshi, overcome with guilt, begs it to chastise him. Legoshi is sad and wishes he was an insect. Life would be so much easier for him if he was. The moth explains that Legoshi and the moth are now one, and Legoshi wakes up, and the act of doing bugs has turned him gray again. But Gohan likes white Legoshi, and Legoshi runs away. Louie goes to a bar with Ibuki, and Legoshi decides that he wants to be Legoshi now, so he goes to the bar to request Louie's companionship at the fight. He wants Louie to watch. Louie is shocked at Legoshi's new appearance, and Ibuki is disappointed in Louie's taste in women.
Boss is an 18-year-old male, and it's certainly not my place to pry into his personal life. But that is one unattractive woman.
Legoshi explains to Louie that Riz was the killer and the two will fight. Louie says the only reasonable thing in this situation, call the damn police.
Just call the goddamn police.
Legoshi says no. Meanwhile, Riz kidnaps Pina. Louie, back at the Shishigumi hideout, realizes, finally, that he loves carnivores and he loves Legoshi. Louie tells Ibuki he is leaving the Shishigumi, and that he wants to watch his friend fight. Ibuki decides to take Louie, but threatens Louie, causing short tension. Ibuki goes to eat Louie, but is dealt with by another lion, who Ibuki told to end him if he ever tried to harm Louie. The lion tells Louie never to return to the black market. Meanwhile, at the fight, Riz tells Legoshi that he ate Pina in an attempt to anger Legoshi, but Legoshi can smell Pina blocks away. The fight between Legoshi and Riz starts, but Legoshi is outmatched and gets beaten up. A lot. Legoshi apparently enjoys this and goes into this pose. And the two take a break from the fight and talk. and how he has romanticized the devouring, and how he believes everyone deep inside is a monster. Riz continues the fight only to be immediately stopped by Louis. Riz goes to attack Louis, but puppy boy Legoshi stops him, taking Louis away. The two talk for a bit, and Louis is sad that Legoshi might die tonight. Louis starts crying when Legoshi is about to leave. Legoshi agrees to stay a bit longer with Louis. Louis explains if he wants to win the fight, Legoshi will need to do something drastic.
I want you to eat me! Eat me and find the strength to fight!
Legoshi says no, I won't do that, but Louis's tender parts are too much to resist.
If I eat you, it's because I want to eat you.
So Legoshi eats his leg. Legoshi returns to the fight stronger than ever. Riz is surprised Legoshi actually ate Louis, but Legoshi explains Louis is still alive. Louis has one leg now and is cheering Legoshi on from the side. Riz, being introduced to the concept of consent, accepts defeat, and Legoshi tells Louis,
I'm glad my first and last time eating meat was you.
The police arrive and arrest them both and take Louis to the hospital. Legoshi, after everyone testifies, is let go, but is told his life will be harder now that he has a record. And that's Beastars Season 2.
Okay, who is that and where did they come from?
That's the good writing. He comes out and destroys whatever messed up stuff Cringe does to this show.
Hey there, Matt. It's been a while. I've got some good news. We're ready to let you go. We've realized there's nothing wrong with you at all, and these are perfectly normal reactions to watching Beastars. That's a relief. Because I just watched season 3 of Beastars. Doctor, I think I'm hallucinating.
Oh, hi there, I'm Legoshi, and I'm here to cure you.
I don't think you're gonna cure me. I think you're just gonna make the doctor think I'm crazy.
Nonsense! You're already crazy.
Doctor, please help me! Matt, please calm down. You're causing a ruckus for no reason. There's nothing there. Why don't you tell me about Season 3 of Beastars, and then we'll figure out what's going on from there, and we'll let you go.
Spoilers ahead for Season 3 of Beastars. The season starts with Legoshi in his apartment moaning and groaning. He is dealing with meat withdrawal symptoms from eating Louis' leg at the end of Season 2. The sound wakes up one of Legoshi's neighbors, Miss Seven, who goes to find out what is going on, but Legoshi ignores her. Later, Legoshi, now working for an udon restaurant, delivers food to Gohan, who is treating a dog with meat intoxication symptoms, but who also has no meat in their system at all. The two talk for a bit, and Gohan gives Legoshi some drugs to deal with the symptoms. He also tells Legoshi that since Legoshi now has a past record of devouring, he will be unable to marry a herbivore. Legoshi is upset at this, as he still wants to marry Haru. Meanwhile, the school's segregation policy is put into effect, and both carnivores and herbivore students seem to be alright with this. Jack gets a call from Legoshi's grandfather, who is looking for Legoshi after finding out that he dropped out of school. Meanwhile, Haru has started university and is hanging out with some friends when one of her friends introduces their new boyfriend, a lion. The people around them seem to be displeased and against cross-species couples, and Haru realizes that the world is more complicated than she once thought. Later, Miss Seven is annoyed with the sounds Legoshi is making every night and goes to check up on him. Legoshi tackles her and looks as though he wants to eat her. Meanwhile, the Shishigumi, who no longer have a leader with Louis gone, need to supply ivory to a shop owner for a hyperdrug they were trying to sell, but they can't supply the ivory. Someone else comes in with a lot of ivory, assaulting the shop owner and one of the Shishigumi's members, declaring himself the new boss of the Shishigumi. Later, Legoshi, trying not to eat Miss Seven still, eventually regains control. The two, seemingly unbothered by the events that just took place, talk about electricity for a bit. Meanwhile, Louis, now who has a prosthetic leg due to it being eaten by Legoshi in the last season, starts university, but is interrupted by two students who are drinking an energy drink called Kines. The students attack Louis, but Louis takes them down with ease. He meets up with Juno and shows her his new leg, and Juno kisses him. Louis is flustered by this, most likely due to his closeted love for Legoshi. Meanwhile, one of the lions from the Shishigumi are also drinking a can of Kines. This lion attacks the rest of the Shishigumi, but they manage to subdue him. Their new boss explains that Kines contains flesh and blood of herbivores, only a tiny bit, and that the drink will drive people to go to the black market to satisfy their meat urge. Kines is Viagra. Later, some carnivores get attacked by 500 rats pretending to be a person. They rob the carnivores, but one of the rats gets captured by the police. A horse named Yaya, who happens to be the Beastar, stops the police and saves the rat. It's revealed that Yaya is working with the rat to find out where Kinez is coming from. Later, Legoshi gets his first paycheck, but is stopped by some carnivores who try to sell him Kinez. Legoshi walks away from the sellers, planning on letting it be, but he sees a vision of Louis who tells him to fight. So Legoshi takes this advice and fights the sellers. After a short brawl, Legoshi wins. Later at school, the drama club, which is now led by Bill the Tiger, try to figure out how they will function with segregation in place. Juno tells everyone they should continue the club, even if they need to split it in half between the carnivores and the herbivores. Pina, not liking this idea, decides to leave, as he was only part of the club for the thrill of working with carnivores. Later, the rat tells Yaya about a wolf who fought off sellers. It's revealed that Yaya was actually reading about Legoshi in his file, because he was interested in the leg devouring incident. Meanwhile, Legoshi is walking home when he sees a lizard. He thinks this is the lizard he fought off yesterday who was selling him the drink. But before he can react, the lizard puts his sticky goo inside of Legoshi. It's revealed that this is actually his grandpa, and since the venom of Komodo dragon doesn't affect their own kind, the goo has no effect on Legoshi. The two go to dinner together and Legoshi offers to sit by the door. The grandpa reluctantly agrees. He usually sits near the back to avoid any problems. Since he is a lizard, people don't like him. The two get interrupted by a flock of birds who start trouble. Legoshi steps up and a fight almost starts, but the shop owner steps in and stops it. Legoshi and the grandpa walk together, but Legoshi gets attacked by the bird gang. His grandpa steps in and fights them off, leaving Legoshi to wonder who his grandpa truly is. Legoshi and his grandpa beat up the birds and leave. Later, the birds wake up and one of them drinks Kinez and attacks the other birds. He is stopped by Yaya, however, and the birds explain they got attacked by an old lizard. We see a flashback where we learn that Yaya had a partner, a lizard named Gosha. We learn the two worked together to try and change the world. And one day, after saving a wolf, Gosha fell in love. Within a day, Gosha and the wolf started to date. Eventually, Gosha got the wolf pregnant, and so he decided to stop working with Yaya and focus on his family. Yaya got upset by this and views Gosha as a traitor.
You traitor!
Back in the present, Yaya reveals Gosha is Legoshi's grandpa. Later, Legoshi is tasked with delivering food to an aquatic animal. However, he can't speak ocean language.
Apu-pu-pu-opi, be-be-be-berobu, pom-poropu. That's the only thing you have to say.
Huh?
Regardless, Legoshi tries to deliver it, but the fish bites him. A seal sees this and steps in and introduces himself as Sagwan. He tells Legoshi they live in the same apartment building. He helps Legoshi out and the two talk. Sagwan explains that
all the creatures of the sea we must eat and we must be eaten.
Sagwan invites Legoshi over for tea, and Legoshi goes, finding Sagwan completely naked. Legoshi goes to tell him to put on clothes, reasonably, but stops, realizing he likes naked seals, so he tells him to stay naked. Later, on a delivery, Legoshi runs into Louis. Legoshi sees Louis' leg and feels guilty. Legoshi tells him he thought his actions were driven by honor, that taking on the injustices of life was his duty as a carnivore. But in reality, it's just because he's a pervert. Louis tells him everyone already knew that but Legoshi. He also tells him he's wrong. If there's something he wants to protect, then it is true justice. Meanwhile, the Shishigumi are sent to a civet who gives them coffee. The civet tells them they are drinking his poop, and he can make a drug called Melda, or deer dung, with it. So he tells the Shishigumi to go through a maze and collect his poop. Later, Legoshi gets invited to dinner by Yaya. Legoshi goes and is given carrots by him. Yaya asks him what he thinks the Beastars' true purpose is. Legoshi tells him that the Beastar should be someone who represents everyone, both carnivores and herbivores, gives them all something to be inspired by. Yaya disagrees, saying it's something more realistic. It's someone who exacts law and order. Legoshi disagrees with this, enjoying life's imperfections. Yaya tells him that when you become a Beastar, you get one wish granted, no matter how absurd it may be. He then tells Legoshi that the carrots he ate were fertilized with the bodies of carnivores. He then kicks Legoshi off a balcony and demands Legoshi beg for forgiveness and apologize for being born a carnivore. Legoshi apologizes and asks for forgiveness. He also rips out his own fangs for some reason, claiming,
I don't need fangs.
He then punches Yaya, sending him into a table. Legoshi apologizes for punching Yaya and runs away. Later, Legoshi wakes up at Gohan's clinic with his mouth swollen. Due to the swelling, he is unable to speak, so he writes on a notepad. He tells Gohan he ripped his fangs out and punched Yaya. He also tells Gohan Kinez is a meat narcotic. After telling Gohan everything through a written report, he tells Legoshi that Yaya used to have a partner named Gosha, and Legoshi realizes his grandpa worked with Yaya. Meanwhile, Yaya is looking into the ivory theft, and he notices a secret hole in a building where an elephant was found dead. He finds out that a gazelle is the thief. Later, Gohan gives Legoshi a pair of fangs, and Legoshi reluctantly accepts them. After announcing he's a virgin, of course, because that needs to happen once a season. Later, Yaya goes to a building and gets himself caught by the thief, who reveals himself as Melon. He tranks Yaya, sending him into the pit. Haru hears the police and finds her friend had been attacked by a lion. Haru reflects on Legoshi and how much she loves him. She goes to Legoshi's job to celebrate his birthday. Because, her friend just got attacked by a carnivore, so, hey, let me go to a carnivore who's tried to eat me before. That always goes well. Legoshi tells Haru that he ate Louie's leg, but Haru doesn't mind this at all. The two go on a date together and Legoshi tells her everything. About Riz, Louie, Yaya, everything. After chatting, Haru demands Legoshi takes her to the black market. He reluctantly takes her, but is nervous about her safety. Legoshi wants to leave, but Haru goes to a shop labeled Rabbit. In the store, there are lots of rabbit bodies. Haru tells Legoshi that part of her hates being defenseless. That's why she turned to sex as an outlet in the past. But now she's safe, and she doesn't need to be reckless because she's with Legoshi. Haru, finding the place romantic, asks Legoshi to kiss her right there.
Will you kiss me? Right here? Please kiss me. Let go of everything else out there. Only you and I exist now.
Legoshi is confused and tells her he can't marry her, and therefore he doesn't want to kiss her. Haru says she doesn't care about marriage, but Legoshi says he cares. He wants a family. He wants kids. He wants to wait and figure things out at his own pace. The store owner asks them if they need help, and Haru asks,
How much would it be for me? How much would my meat cost? Name your price and the wolf will buy it.
Legoshi is confused, and Haru is confused that Legoshi is confused, so the two leave. Meanwhile, Louie gets a colleague to run tests on Kinez. Later, Legoshi finds a festival happening and finds out Yaya is dead. Meanwhile, Yaya is actually alive and tells the rat to search for Melon, who's a mix. He's part carnivore, part herbivore. Yaya learns that Melon is the boss of the Shishigumi. The Shishigumi collect the new drug and bring it to the hideout. The rats find an invitation to a masquerade party and tell Yaya about it. Yaya plans to go to the party. Later, Legoshi returns to his apartment and finds Yaya standing there. Legoshi is glad Yaya isn't dead, and Yaya offers Legoshi $10 million to help him find and take down Melon. Legoshi declines the money, but Yaya mentions he might need it in the future if he wants to start a family with a small little rabbit. Legoshi asks why he brought him this, and Yaya explains it's to show Legoshi a glimpse into his future. A cautionary tale about what interspecies relationships bring. Legoshi reflects on mixed species children, like his mom, and his and Haru's children if they have any. Later, Legoshi arrives at a club with Yaya, who introduces him to a dancer. Legoshi will be acting as her chaperone, known as Haru O. Yaya tells Legoshi they are looking for Melon, who is part gazelle, part leopard. He also tells Legoshi that in exchange for his help, he will remove Legoshi's record of devouring. At the party, everyone is in masks, and they struggle to find Melon. Legoshi needs to take a piss and finds a gazelle in the washroom. After pissing, he finds a very nasty urinal he wants to smell, oh yes, and determines that the gazelle is actually Melon from this. He follows Melon onto the rafters of the building, where he tells Yaya where he is. Melon catches Legoshi off guard, and the two talk. Melon realizes Legoshi is also a mix. Legoshi tells Melon that his mom killed herself when he was 12. After a short chat, Melon decides, fuck this, and shoots Legoshi in the chest. Legoshi falls onto the party floor below. Later, Louis looks over a report of Kina's. He learns the drink needs a catalyst to initiate the narcotic-like symptoms, something exclusive to carnivores. Louis goes to find a specialist who can help figure out Kina's, but stumbles into the black market where the Shishigumi find him. The Shishigumi, remembering they promised to kill Louis if he ever showed up in the black market, trail him for a bit. After trailing him, they catch up to him, ready to kill him. But when they are about to shoot, his antlers fall off. The Shishigumi laugh, saying they don't recognize him anymore, so they don't need to kill him. They take Louis back to the hideout and talk for a bit. He tells them he's looking for Kupi Luwak. But Melon shows up and the lions hide Louis. Melon brings the lions ahead of a lion, and Melon is upset they don't have food ready for him. So he stabs one of the lions in the hand with a fork. He says he knows there's an outsider in here, and he demands they bring him out. And right when Louis is about to step out, a lion grabs his antlers, saying he ate a deer. He apologizes to Melon, and Melon leaves. Louis leaves soon after. Meanwhile, Legoshi wakes up in the hospital, remembering what happened. Just kidding, he has an out-of-body experience, obviously. He wonders if he's dead, and regrets not kissing Haru. He hears his mom's voice, and he's surprised she's here. The two talk, and his mom tells him a story. She used to be a model, and she hid the fact she was part Komodo dragon by hiding Gosha from the world. Gosha didn't mind this, of course, as she loved her. One day, patches of scales showed up on her body. It was a rare genetic disorder that manifested with her age. She considered herself an abomination, both scales and fur, but neither lizard nor wolf. Before she killed herself, she went to Legoshi to snuggle with him for a bit. She regrets not saying anything to him. Legoshi reveals he was actually awake that night. He regrets not saying anything, but he thought both her scales and her fur were beautiful. He thought not saying anything would have been easier on her. She tells him that if she knew that, maybe things would have changed. She also tells him it's important he reaches out to all the mixed beasts in the world, in his own way. Legoshi knows exactly what to do. He wakes up, leaves the hospital, goes to his mom's grave, where he howls at the moon. Louis arrives at the specialist's lab and finds the same civet that sold the Shishigumi his poop. Louis finds out the drink only activates narcotic symptoms if the carnivore has previously consumed meat. Later, Legoshi is eager to find Melon, but Yaya tells him that Legoshi can no longer be a part of it as he's worried for his safety. But Legoshi refuses to accept this and takes the only piece of evidence they have, a mask Melon wore. After leaving, he goes to a bathhouse where Sagwan is. Sagwan teaches Legoshi some ocean language, meaning, I am Legoshi, the great gray wolf, and another phrase that he doesn't tell Legoshi the meaning of. The two leave, and we learn Melon is trailing Legoshi around. Later, Melon goes to a tattoo parlor to cover up his leopard prints.
You're just too stinking slow and stupid.
Legoshi follows the scent of the mask to the parlor later on, where he finds a sloth. Due to the sloth's slow nature, it's still responding to Melon, who is now long gone. Legoshi sticks around to hear what the sloth has to say. The sloth mentions the droplet of the Reaper, and Legoshi goes to investigate what that is. He finds out it's a rock formation. Meanwhile, Louis goes to meet the Beastar at the police headquarters, but is denied entry. So Louis climbs the stairs. He has to pick a lock, which is the only thing this entire show censors. Louis ends up getting caught by security, one of whom is drinking Kina's. So he attacks Louis. But Yaya stops the fight, freeing Louis. Louis tells the Beastar everything about Kina's. And Yaya says, do it yourself, bitch. So Louis hijacks a new broadcast to tell the world about Kina's. Later, Legoshi arrives at the droplet of the Reaper. Legoshi takes a moment to reflect. He wishes to take all his friends to the beach, Jack and his other friends, and Haru too. He reflects on his own past, but he also wonders how lonely Melon must be. After all, it must be hard to be part her. Legoshi gets shot in his ear this time, and Melon reveals it was a setup. He had planted the conversation so that the sloth would say exactly what was needed to lure Legoshi here.
It was all a trap!
They tie Legoshi up and bring him near a cliff, where they throw him off, strapped to a chair. Legoshi falls into the depths, and the screen cuts to black. And that's the end of Beastars Season 3.
Well, Matt, I've got some really good news for you that I think you'll enjoy. After listening to your explanation of Beastars Season 3, I can confidently say that you are not insane and you're free to go. That's really good news, Doc, but, where the fuck are we and where did the cell go? Well, Matt, you see, the green screen budget for this video ran out. What the fuck are you talking about? What green screen? Well, at the beginning of this video, it was mentioned that the green screen was having trouble with the editing program that the editor, me, was using. So, yeah, we had to scrap it for this segment. I don't know what you are talking about, but the good news is I no longer see Legoshi. That's good, Matt. Now you go watch something that won't make you crazy.
Sniff, sniff. That's a good toilet.